listen, whatever. I'm the biggest Chiefs fan you don't even know. I have to keep it poised for the draft. I'm not gonna lie, but thank you, Chiefs fans, for bringing me having a warm welcome in. When George got drafted, I was screaming up and down. I was just a huge fan as all the other fans. So it's just crazy to be on the other side. It's just unbelievable. God bless a lot. God bless me in the biggest way possible I can even imagine. This is unbelievable. And I thank you guys too for believing me, for trusting me to know that I'm gonna get to that quarterback. So I have a lot of stress relief out of my shoulder now. I can just get ready to get to work, really. So I'm just happy, and especially at my city, which is crazy. Yeah. Hey, Chiefs Kingdom, thank you so much for. Hey.
Eagles, what happened? How you beat the Super Bowl champions? Chiefs!
This is Sam Vaughan for Sam Sports Report. The videos we just completed with NFL draft coverage. If you want to cover it any more than we already have, and we've covered it enough, we're not going to be like the shows that talk about different charts and different charts. I don't have any charts. Sorry. Just don't have any. We're not. Frankly, I'm not smart enough. So lean on some other guys. Frankly, I'm not smart enough. Lean on some other guys like Mel Kiper. Next, the NBA topic. The Boston Celtics beat the Sixers last night to take a 2-1 lead. Your final was Boston 114, 102, beating him pretty good. At home, the Sixers were 30. Jason Tatum finishes 27. Tatum was 50%, and Joel Embiid was under 50%. Knicks Heat players to watch out for: Jimmy Butler and Julius Randle. Series is tied at 1. Number 8 seed will host number 5 seed Eastern semifinals. The Warriors will take on the Lakers. The Lakers are favored by 2.5. The Lakers get home court for the first time in this series. Of course, players to watch out for: Stephon Curry and LeBron James. Warriors tip at Lakers at 7. Suns win 121-114. They don't end the series or make it pretty much all over. Their series is now 2-1. Devin Booker has a really good night. He has 47. And Jamal Murray finished with 32 in the loss against Nuggets and Suns. The Boston Celtics will play the Sixers tomorrow, even up at 1 apiece on Sunday. Suns Nuggets game is at 7 on Sunday. We'll go over that more tomorrow. Cubs beat the Marlins 4-1. Today they'll play at 1:20. The Cubs will have Drew Smiley on the mound. Brian Hoeing will go for the Marlins. Smiley has a 2.83 ERA. Brian Hoeing is having a rough season. The Sox came out on top. They will play the Reds. The Sox won last night's game. Both the Sox and Cincinnati Reds both suck. And for the Royals, they lost last night to the A's, to absolutely the worst team in baseball, a team that's trying to lose. Royals can't be any worth. Stadium vote up, which means they should push it up a little more. Here's to celebrate Lorenzo Cain. Game time is at 6:10 tonight. It'll be Lorenzo Cain Day at the ballpark.
That's into right field. This ball is down. Going to third is Cain. Holding at first. Now Cain coming to the plate. Royals lead. He can fly.
it looked like it's going to be a great play by Bautista. Again, another changeup, which we'll talk about another time. But it looks like it's a great play by Bautista. He's going to cut off a double. But in this situation, you got to throw it in and let the first baseman redirect it because you have Lorenzo Cain. Now, he did this against the Astros when the center fielder fell down on a ground ball to center, and he continued on. So you got
tackle for the starter, Davon Smith. This is a good, surprising move late to sign a player to help finish off the roster. This may just finish off the roster as the Chiefs signed Davon Smith yesterday.
Donovan Smith signs with the Kansas City Chiefs. I think this is one of the most underrated signings in football. And I think this is where Brett Veach really shines, his ability to finish off the roster with quality veterans, whether it's the Mike Pinnells, whether it's the Melvin Ingrams, the Carlos Dunlaps. I think this is a giant signing because the defending Super Bowl champions have just swapped out both tackles and I think gotten better at pass blocking, which is the more important part of the equation. And this is a guy who was the number 11 tackle in football 2 years ago, battled injuries last year, so people are going to see it. Tommy Moe, all he does is rail about last year's stats. He's 66 rated tackle. He was trying to play through injuries. If he comes back, which is an if, that's why he's only got 1 year and $9 million. But if he comes back, this is a guy that was playing for $15 million per before this. He signed a 2-year, $31 million deal that he just finished. That's the kind of, I think he's more of like a $20 million tackle if he hadn't gotten hurt. And guys, tackles can play to the 32, 3, 4. Now, maybe he's a one and done because he takes a good year with the Chiefs and parlays it and goes someplace else. But they have a real left tackle and a real right tackle as long as they're healthy, ready to line up. And Lucas Yang goes back to being depth, and Wanya Morris doesn't have to step in and start immediately. That is one of the more underrated moves in the NFL. You agree or disagree?
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
But I will give the caveat that they put themselves in a position where even if this is an abject failure, if he's got nothing left, if last year was just an indication that this guy is done, they have enough players that they'll just eat the $9 million and say, fine, we're going to play Jawan Taylor. We're paying him left tackle money. Why don't we play him on the left side, which we intended until we did this. Now, and I think they don't care about the fact that if Jawan Taylor does end up lining up at right tackle, they will have a wildly expensive left guard and a wildly expensive right tackle.
Don't you think Joe Tooney's final year is this year?
Probably.
Let's go to the NBA. So the teams that we got left are the Heat, Knicks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Lakers, Warriors.
Yep.
The Nuggets playing the Suns.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody else?
And you got the 76ers and the Celtics.
Right. So who's going to win? Who's your team to win it all?
At this point, with these being like the craziest cycle of sports playoffs I've ever seen between March Madness, the NHL playoffs, and the NBA playoffs, I like the unpredictability. I ultimately think that Boston will win. It's because they seem to have their players seem to have a hunger, and I'm thinking I'm probably going to be wrong anyway, but I would say Boston just because of that bad taste they had in their mouth from last year, being up 2-1 on Golden State. So that's my pick to win it all. At first, I had Milwaukee, but Milwaukee obviously isn't even in it anymore.
Do the Lakers have a chance?
The Lakers have a chance because their team they made a lot of deals to improve their team, so they definitely have a chance. I just don't see them getting out of the West.